This 18-year-old boy was brutally beaten to death by his girlfriend's father on Valentine's Day just because he paid her a visit. But that is not the full story. As a father, what would you do if you came home one day and saw a boy hiding in your daughter's room, and the boy turns out to be your daughter's boyfriend, and the boy also turns out to be 18 years old, whereas your daughter was 14 years old? Well, this is the tragic love story of 18-year-old Martin Bukenya. Was this love, or was this just stupidity and stubbornness? You see, Martin was a senior at a senior secondary school, and his girlfriend, Christine, was also a student of the same school, but she was 14 years old, and most likely a junior to Martin in terms of class. They were said to be in a relationship. However, Christine's father, 45-year-old Musasizi Albert, was not in support of this relationship. He was in total disapproval. It's unclear why. Maybe he thought they were too young, or maybe because he thought Martin was way older than Christine. Musasizi Albert was also a businessman. Mr. Albert was a notable businessman who was not always at home and had to travel to another country to do business from time to time. And unfortunately, Christine's mother did not live with the father, Mr. Albert. So whenever Mr. Albert was not home, there was no parent home. Just Christine and her siblings, along with some relative and maybe a housemaid. And this absence of Mr. Albert from not being home was usually the opportunity that 18-year-old Martin would seize to sneak into the house to see Christine. The moment Christine's father leaves and travels for work, somehow, someway, Christine would inform Martin and let him know that, "What's up? Come over. My dad is not around." And Martin would seize that opportunity. Some sources even claim that Martin would spend the night at Christine's house, sleeping in the same bed as her. This arrangement would continue for a while. It was said that it has been happening when they started dating towards the end of 2025, up until January of 2026, when Mr. Albert eventually caught Martins. It was said that sometime in mid-January 2026, Mr. Albert came home from work unannounced. So Christine herself did not know her father was coming home that day, and unfortunately, Martin was in the house. It is also possible that he had been tipped and told by either a sibling, a relative, or somebody who was seeing this boy sneak in and sneak out. When Mr. Albert came home, he went straight to Christine's room, did not see Martin, and eventually saw him hiding in the bathroom. And that is how you know he must have been told. It was mentioned that he beat Martin seriously, warning him greatly to never see his daughter again. Talk more of sneak into his house and spend the night in his daughter's room. Sources said that the beating was so bad that Martin had to be taken to the hospital to receive treatment. It was also mentioned that some sort of meeting was held discussing Martin sneaking into Mr. Albert's house to see the 14-year-old daughter, Christine. However, Martin's mother mentions to the press that she wasn't aware of the meeting. You would think the beating and the meeting would stop Martin from sneaking into Mr. Albert's house to see the 14-year-old girl, but it didn't, because on the 14th of February, Martin did it again. Martin had gone to buy a Valentine's gift, and to the best of his knowledge, Mr. Albert was away for work. He sneaked into the house in the evening, and unfortunately, almost as though this was timed or planned or some sort of setup, Mr. Albert himself sneaked into his own house that same evening. Very ironic, because he had traveled to South Sudan for work. He had gone to another country for work. To be honest, if someone's father should leave to another country for work, you would not expect them to come back that same day. But Mr. Albert came back. However, some sources are claiming that somebody again would have tipped him off. People are suspecting Christine's siblings. It's as though she's the oldest sibling, but some people are suspecting the younger ones and the other relatives in the house who would have seen something. There's even the story that Mr. Albert had gone to the market and somebody told him, one uncle dey your house, so, and that was how Mr. Albert was like, oh, really? There's a man in my house? And that was when he most likely figured it was Martin, although the details are conflicting. Some sources say that it was his housemaid and his younger child who saw Martin and informed him. Some sources said it was neighbors. Funny enough, some people are saying that Christine was not even home herself when Martin sneaked into the house. Almost as though Martin just sneaked into the house regardless, and when he did not see Christine, he decided to wait for her. Sadly, what he got was Christine's father. The scenario is painted to be as though Martin got to the house to surprise Christine with Valentine's gift and was probably hoping to leave almost immediately because he knows the repercussion. But when he did not see Christine, he thought to wait because he did not know where she had gone to, whether she had gone to probably see her real Valentine's boyfriend, but that's not the case. I digress. But Christine was not home. And while he was there, he heard that Mr. Albert had returned and he tried to find a way to hide. But Mr. Albert comes into the room, sees him, locks the door, and beats the living daylight out of him again. It was said that Mr. Albert tied Martin and began beating him, kicking him, punched, flogged, until the neighbors heard Martin crying, screaming, and begging for help. The neighbors tried to force their way into the house to rescue Martin, but the door was locked. They begged Mr. Albert to stop beating the boy, but he did not stop. Even when they used stones to break his windows, he still did not stop. He beat Martin to the point Martin was unresponsive. Then Mr. Albert dragged his body outside the house and ran away from the scene. Martin was rushed to the hospital, but eventually died from his injuries. When the news that Martin was dead, Mr. Albert and every single person in his household, both the children, both Christine herself, everyone ran away, including the house help. The police were informed of the incident and it took them 6 days to find Mr. Albert. They were looking for Mr. Albert. He was clearly on the run and he was clearly hiding. On the 20th of February 2026, in Gulu district, northern Uganda, just nearly a week after Mr. Albert was found where he was hiding. He was arrested and charged with the murder of the 18-year-old boy, Martin Bukenya. Days later, Martin was buried, and his burial video just exhaled tears, pain, and anguish. And this thought sparked a whole conversation, dividing the internet with people having opposite opinions, with a lot of people saying Mr. Albert should have been understanding of how it feels to be young and in love, of how it feels to be a teenager and in love, that he did not have that compassion and he did not handle the situation very well. That if anything, he should have just handed the young man to the police. While some people are saying that Martin caused his own death because he was advised on multiple occasions to stop sneaking into someone's house. That it's not about even in love right now. It's about self-protection. It's about security. He'll be sneaking into the house and the owners of the house have the right to defend themselves. He could have been shot, killed, mistaken for a thief or something. And whereas two things can be true at the same time, but to be fair, there is only one thing I agree with in both instances. Mr. Albert himself did not handle the situation well. The beating was excessive. It was not that serious. It's not as if you saw him on top of your daughter. And at the same time, where is the heat or smoke for your daughter who keeps inviting him over to the house? Maybe if your daughter tells him to stop, hopefully that would make him stop. But it seemed as though the Christian girl also was setting this boy up for this unfortunate situation. Whether I would like it or not, Martin was just a child. He was just an 18-year-old boy in love. Yes, the age difference is unfortunately at a big gap. I think there's a file for it. I don't know if it's pedophile, but there's a file for it. Martin is 18 years and is an adult, a legal adult. But he's a young adult and he's a teenager regardless. 14-year-old Christine is way too young to be having a boy sneak into the house, spending the night on the bed. That is bad. That is just wrong. And I don't think these two people understand the gravity of how wrong it is. And maybe that is why they kept seeing each other and sneaking to see each other. Culture may differ, but by right, if this is any indicating in the culture setting there that this is not a balanced relationship, the police should have been involved. Just the same way we'll see a full-grown adult talking about a little child, it's going to have to involve authorities because a crime is being committed here. But for the fact that it wasn't posed that way, I guess Martin and Christine did not see anything. Especially if there is a chance that they were actually classmates. I know Christine is 14, but 14 years old are also senior students in secondary school. And that usually kind of reduces the impact of the age difference. If one is in SS3 and one is in SS2, the age difference impact is reduced. If they're both suddenly in SS2 or SS3, they're both in the same class, the age impact reduces because they will always see themselves as equal and as mates. Should Martin have continued sneaking into this man's house? No, he shouldn't have. But the way he was beaten was uncalled for. And another thing again I would add is, my opinion, they set this boy up. Especially this Valentine's Day he was coming to. If Christine was not home, then why did he go to the house? And how did he know the man was not home? It's looking like somebody set him up to go to that house. And I think Mr. Albert most likely did. He probably set a trap. I think Mr. Albert set a trap to see if it will happen, and it did happen. There's no way you travel to South Sudan to go and work, and then, surprise, surprise, you're coming home that same day, unless you had been gone for a while. But if you've been gone for a while, then why are you sneaking back home? The fact that this man keeps sneaking home shows that he also wants to catch his daughter and this boy doing something. And I think that is what he kept doing. Because if you've been traveling to work, and anytime before you come back, you call your children and they know you're coming back to prepare food, prepare the house, dress your room, why all of a sudden in January and in February you're going to work, traveling for work, and then sneaking home unannounced? It's because you want to catch them doing something. You want to catch this boy in the act so that you can justify your reasons to beat him the way you did. That is just my take. The fact that Christine was not home on Valentine's Day shows that this was all a setup. This was all set up to put this boy in trouble. And again, he's a young boy in love. He's 18 years old. He's a teenager. Whether you want to call it anyhow you want to call it, this is not a 24-year-old and a 4-year-old. This is secondary school classmates in love, and they are stupid in a way where it applies that when this happens, all someone has to do is like, okay, go and give Christine a flower, and he'll be foolishly smiling and go and do it again. I think he was just in love. We've seen a lot of love stories where people, where people just do stupid things in love, and he needed a chance to grow. I feel like he needed a chance to grow. He needed a chance to reflect back on this time of his life when he used to sneak into this girl's house and then learn from it. But Mr. Albert did not give him that chance to grow up and learn. He took the boy's life, and now he would have to go to jail, and your daughter will continue seeing other boys, and she'll be bringing them to that same house. You see how it's stupid this is why I keep telling people, when you're committing a crime based on preventing something from happening, it will still happen. It's not different from killing your children just to punish your husband who is cheating on you. Now you've killed the children are dead. Now you've been arrested. Husband is free to start a new life with other women. So the same thing you're trying to prevent would still happen in your absence. I saw a video of something that happened in the USA where a young man shot another guy because the guy asked for his girlfriend's number. A tattoo artist asked for your girlfriend's number because he thought your girlfriend was into tattoo. You went there, shot and killed the guy. Now you're in prison. And guess what? Your girlfriend is going to move on to another guy. Another guy is going to get a number. Another guy is going to be sharing her bed with her. People do stupid things because they're trying to prevent something from happening. And now it will keep happening. Mr. Albert, you're going to be locked up in prison for the rest of your life. And your 14-year-old daughter will continue sleeping and bringing boys to the house. Let me see who they're going to report to again. Let me see who your children or the housemaid or the market women are going to. But they call you from prison. What will you do from prison? Same thing you're preventing is going to keep happening. She's going to keep bringing men into your own house. Because now that Martin is dead, that doesn't mean all the other boys are dead. At 15, she will do it. At 16, she will do it. 17, she will do it. 18, she will do it. You will be in prison this whole time because there's nothing you can do. You stopped only one boy from doing it. You can't stop the rest. You can't stop boys from coming into your daughter's house to take one spoon. What is wrong with you? Was that a move on a smart move on your part? These are two children you would have to talk to. If it was me, I would sit them both down and talk to them. Clearly, this boy is resilient. I would sit, as a father, I would sit the 18-year-old boy and my 14-year-old daughter, and I would talk to them. Inappropriate. If you guys want to see in this house, supervision must happen. I must know when you're coming. I must know you're in this house. Leave your door open. You also have to talk to them about condoms. Unfortunately, it's just unfortunate, because if you don't, they'll still sneak behind your back and do it. That's what is happening now. Times have changed. They will still do it. As a father, guy, you want one. If you like, put barricade, put CCTV. I say your CCTV will catch them doing it, but they still did it regardless. So what are you going to do about it? Now you've killed the boy and you're in prison, and your daughter is going to go on doing it. Stupid man. Stupid old man. Now you've lost your job, you've lost your children, you've lost your family, because you're going to be in prison. Stupid man. It would have been more impactful or better if somehow Martin was forcing himself on the girl and the girl did not want it. That is when I would understand. If this was a young boy doing too much and a girl that does not want him, this would have been an act of protecting your daughter. But your daughter was very much egging this on, participating, inviting him, sneaking him in, and that plays a role too to your upbringing of the girl. So yeah, it's unfortunate.